Good morning, class. Now, today we are going to study the topic of NITI Aayog. It is a part of Unit 1. The rest of the topics, that is sectoral changes in Indian economy, then the finance commissions, that we will do later on. Yes? So today we are going to discuss the topic of NITI Aayog. Yes? It is a part of Unit 1. So, NITI Aayog, that is the National Institution for Transforming India. It is a think tank of the Government of India, which was established on 1st January 2015 as a replacement for the Planning Commission to provide the governments at the central and state levels with a relevant strategic, directional, and technical advice across the spectrum of the key elements of the policy or the development process. As for example, a special attention should be made to the marginalized sections of the society who have not been adequately benefited from the economic progress, then on the technological upgradation, capacity building, etc. Apart from all this, NITI Aayog will also monitor and evaluate the implementation of all the programs. Basically, what does NITI Aayog seek at? So it seeks to foster a better inter-ministry coordination as well as a better center-state coordination. This coordination will help to evolve a shared vision of the national development priorities and will also help in fostering the cooperative federalism because strong states will lead to build a strong nation. Okay, so in order to achieve this, NITI Aayog also envisages the creation of the regional councils, which comprises of the chief ministers of the concerned states as well as the central ministries in order to address the specific issues and if at all any contingencies arise which are impacting more than one state or more than one region. Then the national, the international experts, the practitioners, the partners, all are intended to be a part of NITI Aayog. Now let us know when was this NITI Aayog formed. So it was formed via a resolution which was passed in the Union Cabinet on 1st of January 2015. The shift of Niti Aayog was taken in order to see the changing economic landscape of India in the globalized world, where there would be a greater role for the private players as well as for the technology, and the goals of the demography could also be achieved. Then, in the e-book which was circulated in the February 2015, had stated that the Planning Commission had served India for the past 60 plus years, that is almost 65 years. And since this 65 years, there has been a lot of change. The entire country, that is India, has changed. India's demography has changed. Indian states have changed, right? India's private sector has also changed. And of course, over the period of time, the level of technology has also changed. Then India's integration with the global markets has also changed. And Niti Aayog has so been created in order to replace the Planning Commission. Now, in this Niti Aayog, there is also a statement that it will facilitate a transition from the isolated conceptualism, that is, of mere planning, for implementation. Yes. Then NITI Aayog would also be a sounding board and offers internal consultancy services to the state as well as the central government departments. Right? Now, for what it would provide the consultancy services. So, it would provide these services for designing, that is program designing, for evaluation, monitoring, for capacity building, as well as for structuring the public-private partnership, that is PPP. However, such services would be available on demand basis. So wherever any state would demand for these services would be available. The website of NITI Aayog was launched on 18th of May 2015. So we saw the details of NITI Aayog. Yes, it was replaced, okay, for Planning Commission. This Planning Commission existed for more than 60 plus years, right? Now we will see what are the objectives of NITI Aayog, which is very, very important. So first and foremost, it evolves a shared vision of national development priorities, sectors, as well as the strategies. Yes? Now, here, most important point is there will be an active participation, active involvement of the states, which would be in the light of nation's objectives. Yes? So here, most important part is what? That there will be an active involvement of states. Then this vision of NITI Aayog will also provide a framework, national agenda for the Prime Minister as well as the Chief Ministers to provide the impetus to. Yes? The second objective is what? It is to foster the cooperative federalism through the structured support initiatives and mechanisms with the states on a continuous basis, recognizing that strong states would make a strong nation. So there would be a proper structured cooperative federalism. Yes? Then the mechanisms would develop in such a way so that the credible plans could be formulated at the village level and aggregate all this progressively at the higher levels of government. So this is the third objective. Okay. So first we saw that it involves a shared vision, right? Means the states would give their opinions, right? They would be involved in the vision of NITI Aayog. Yes. Then cooperative federalism is also equally important, right? Because it is very important and necessary to know that strong states make a strong nation. Then the mechanisms to formulate the credible plans at the village level would also be developed. And not only this, it would be aggregated progressively at the higher levels of government. Now further, we will see the next objectives. Yes? So to ensure, especially on those areas which are referred to it, now this would be in the interest of the nation's security. And that has also been incorporated in the economic strategy as well as the economic policy. Yes, then we had seen in the beginning that NITI Aayog's objective is to focus on the marginalized sections who have not been benefited from the economic progress. So that has also been included in the objective of NITI Aayog. That is to pay special attention to the sections of the societies which are at risk also, as well as who have not been benefited adequately from the economic progress. Then to design strategic and long-term policies as well as the program frameworks, initiatives, then to monitor the progress effectively. Yes, the lessons which would be learned by monitoring or by taking the feedback would be used for making improvements, right? Then it would also include the mid-course corrections. Yes, so the policies, the programs which are designed would also be monitored. Yes, and whatever corrections are needed would be done after continuous checking. Now we will see the next objectives. Yes, so it also includes of providing advice, then encouraging the partnerships between the stakeholders, then the national, the international like-minded committees, yes, as well as the educational and the policy research institutions, right? So see, here it is also very, very important, and focus has put upon the educational as well as the policy research institutions. Yes, so advice will also be taken from these committees. Then to create a knowledge, innovation and an entrepreneurial support system through a collaborative community of the national and international experts, practitioners and other partners. Yes, so here you all can see that there has also been and active participation of the experts within the nation as well as from the other countries. Yes, then a platform will also be offered for the resolution of intersectoral, interdepartmental issues so that it would lead to accelerating and implementing the development agenda. Means the interdepartmental issues, the intersectoral issues will also be taken care of. Yes? Then there will be an art resource center, okay, which would be a storehouse of research and the best practices in sustainable and equitable development as well as help their distribution to the stakeholders. So a state of art resource center will also be maintained. Now we will see the further objectives. Yes, so there will be a monitoring as well as evaluating of the implementation of the programs, the initiatives taken, because this will help in identifying the needed resources. Because only by actively monitoring, evaluating, then the resources which are required could be easily identified. So this will lead to the strengthening of the success as well as the scope of delivery. So this probability of success would be strengthened by actively monitoring as well as evaluating the implementation of the programs. The next objective is to focus on the technological upgradation and the capacity building for implementation of the programs as well as the initiatives undertaken. Yes, then to undertake other activities which may be essential or necessary in order to further execute the nation's development agenda and of course all the objectives mentioned above. Yes, so this is very, very important. You all can see there is a continuous monitoring, evaluating, then active participation of the experts within the nation as well as abroad, that is across the nation. Yes, Then there is focus on the marginalized sections of the society. Then there is also focus on the technological upgradation. Yes, and all this would be done taking into consideration the nation's objectives. Yes, this all would help in the economic growth and development of the nation. Yes. Now, after seeing what Niti Aayog is, what are its objectives, we come to the composition of the Niti Aayog. Yes. So, what does Niti Aayog comprise of? So here, the Prime Minister, that is Narendra Modi, is the chairperson, right? A governing council is there, which is composed of the chief ministers of all the states and union territories, with the legislators and lieutenant governors of the union territories, except for Delhi and Pondicherry. Then there is a regional council which composes of the chief ministers of the states, governors of union territories. For what? So to address the specific issues and the contingencies which we saw, if at all they arise in more than one state or region. Then the entire organizational framework composes of a vice chairperson, 4 full-time members, 2 part-time members from the leading universities, the research organizations, and the other relevant institutions in an ex officio capacity. Then 4 ex officio members of the Union Council of Ministers, a chief executive officer with the rank of the Secretary to the Government of India, who will look after the administration and a secretariat, right? Then it would also include the experts and specialists from the different fields. Yes, so basically the organizational framework, or you can see the composition of the Niti Aayog. Yes, so same way as Planning Commission, Niti Aayog is also chaired by the Prime Minister. Yes, for all the practical purposes, a vice chairman in the rank of a cabinet minister, that is equivalent to the deputy chairman of the Planning Commission, a chief executive officer, CEO, who is equivalent to the Secretary Planning Commission, runs the affairs of the institution. The following had been appointed as the present team for the Niti Aayog, in which a Prime Minister approved the reconstitution of Niti Aayog in order to include the ex officio members and special invitees on 7th June 2018. So we will see this full present team in the next slides which are coming for. So you can see the present composition of Niti Aayog. Yes, the chairperson is Shri Narendra Modi. The vice chairperson is Dr. Rajiv Kumar. CEO or the Chief Executive Officer, Amitabh Kant. Then we have the full-time members, we have the ex officio members, as well as the special invitees, which we will see in the next slide. So our full-time members include Shri V.K. Saraswat, Professor Ramesh Chand, Dr. V.K. Paul. These are the full-time members. Then our ex officio members include Shri Rajnath Singh, who is the Minister of Defense, Shri Amit Shah, who is the Minister of Home Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, who is the Minister of Finance, as well as Minister of Corporate Affairs. Then Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, who's the Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, then of Rural Development, as well as the Minister of Panchayat Raj. So you can see our ex-officio members who are the ministers of some of the other departments who actively participate in the NITI Aayog. Then we will see our special invitees. Now, our special invitees include Shri Nitin Jairam Gadkari, the Minister of Road Transport and Highways, and the Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. That is MSME we can call. Yes? Then Sri Thawar Chand Gehlot, who is the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. Then Sri Piyush Goyal, the Minister of Railways and Minister of Commerce and Industry. And Sri Rao Indrajit Singh, the Minister of State, who has an independent charge of the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Minister of State, Ministry of Planning. Yes, so you can see some ministers are also included as the special invitees. Yes, so that was the composition of NITI Aayog. Yes, so now further we will see that what is the new planning or further planning of NITI Aayog? Yes? So basically, NITI Aayog has been initiated for an open, a continuous, a constant, ongoing investment, yes, involvement, right, participation, as well as partnership of each and every state, which we saw in the beginning, that the NITI Aayog, which has been replaced by Planning Commission, involves active participation of the states. Yes? Then the state government will now play a very important role as well as an active role in achieving the nation's objective. And at the same time, importance will be given to the specific needs of the states. Yes? Unlike the Planning Commission, the center will not dictate the states, nor it will influence the states. Okay? As NITI Aayog has been replaced for Planning Commission, this NITI Aayog will enable the states, will motivate the states to play a greater role, a role with a full accountability, responsibility, and of course, a direct role in formulating the plans and policies. So now onwards, there won't be any kind of communication gap, and instead, the results would be more fruitful, more beneficial for the states, ultimately strong states, strong nation, right? This all will help in more effective implementation of the plans as well as the policies framed. Yes? Now we will see that how NITI Aayog is based on the most 7 important pillars, which are very effective for a good governance. Yes? So you all can see the first pillar, that is empowering women. So empowering women in all sectors of the society. So the focus would be on mainly women empowerment. Yes, our second pillar is the complete involvement of the citizens. Why complete involvement of the citizens? Here, each and every state's participation would be included, right? And focusing on the needs of the states. So ultimately, citizens are included, yes. So there will be a complete involvement of the citizens. Then they would also be anticipating as well as responding to the needs of the citizens, right? Because once there is complete involvement, means what does it show? It will anticipate and it will respond also to the needs of the citizens. Yes. Then as per Niti Aayog, it will try to fulfill the aspirations of each and every individual as well as the society as a whole. Yes? Then we see the next pillar, yes, of effective good governance is the equality of opportunities to the youth. Means all the youth, that is the young generations, will be given equal opportunities. Yes? Then all types of the people and groups will be included. That is, emphasis or importance would be given to the economically weak sections, the marginalized weak sections of the society, that is the SC group, that is scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, the OBC groups, then the rural sectors would be focused upon, the farmers, again the young generations, and all the minorities of the society. Yes, not only this, there will be a transparent implementation. Now, how this transparent implementation is possible? This is possible through the use of modern technology. Yes, because we saw in the objectives that a focus would be on the technological upgradation, right? So what will happen? The government's visibility would be there. That is, the government would be visible to the public as well as the government would be responsive, right? So you can see these 7 pillars of the effective good governance, and Niti Aayog is based on these 7 pillars. So here there are full expectations that Niti Aayog would be successful, right, in transforming India. Correct? And of course, it will help in building up strong states, and ultimately these building up strong states would lead to build up a strong nation. Yes, girls? So today we saw the meaning of Niti Aayog, that is how it was replaced by the Planning Commission. Yes. Then what are its main objectives, right? Then what is the organizational framework? That is, it includes the active involvement of each and every state, right? So each state would be responsible, correct, as well as accountable, and this all will help in the economic development and growth of a country and of an economy. So that is it for today. Yes, this Niti Aayog is a part of Unit 1. So sectoral changes and the finance commissions we would do in the next lecture. So bye all of you and see you in the next lecture.